Hey, I want to show you, today's by the way April 2nd, yesterday April 1st, I went for a little bit of a hunt again for artifacts at the site that I've put other videos up here about, down here in Saginaw, and I want to show you some of the pieces, because some of the pieces from this site are very well formed, others are pretty crude in how they've been formed, but the thing that's really neat to me is how many utilitarian type tools there are. There are many celts, many broken celts, and other pieces. Now this little piece here I want to show you, it's kind of cool, and I believe this falls in the category of an eccentric. You've probably heard of eccentric artifacts before. They're called eccentrics because of the shape, and they don't fit into a particular category, and this one doesn't, although I believe it's a woodworking tool. It's fairly small, about an inch across. It is notched here and here and here, and I believe all three of those would be used for scraping. As small as they are, probably for scraping and shaping wood into an arrow shaft. And then the one end is curved down and pointed, and I believe it was probably used for a graving spur to engrave in bone or wood, and possibly in stone, soft stone. So this little piece is the only artifact that I would call an eccentric that I've ever found in 35 years of artifact hunting. So let's move on to some of the other pieces now. Okay, a lot of the pieces I would consider to be blanks and in the process of being worked into tools, but some are complete finished forms. Let's look here. This is a very granular hard stone, and it was being formed into a point, and may even actually be complete as they would have made it at this particular site, because a lot of the artifacts from this site are very primitive, very crude in design and workmanship. And this, has a what could be termed a flute down here at the bottom, where it could have been attached, or would have been attached to a shaft. So it may have been complete just exactly as it is. Here we have a small scraper knife. I believe that it would have come to a point, perhaps not. The edges are all sharpened for cutting. Exactly what its purpose was, I don't know, but a nice small tool. And here's a piece of banded shirt that was being worked on. This edge could have been certainly used as a knife, just exactly as it is. This is an interesting piece here, and I believe that it was being worked into a point. But again, it's hard to say if it was completed the way it is. Certainly, it could have been attached to a shaft with a very crude flute here, if you will. The edges are sharpened on both sides. It comes to a point, and it is, definitely that shape. I believe that it probably is a completed piece. And there's other pieces like this one that is, that's a scraper. It would have been put into a handle here, and that part would have been exposed to use in scraping. Here's a little blade, a small blade. Let's move up here. They're all interesting pieces, and they've all been worked to their current form. This is nicely worked on all sides, but it's not a common form like an arrowhead or a spear point. This one beveled down to a very nice cutting edge here. It could be a broken celt, or it could have been complete as it is. Here's another little scraper. I call these duckbill scrapers. They're very common on Indian sites throughout the Great Lakes and other regions, but it is a very common artifact form. Here, this piece, it's hard to say what it was being used for, what it was complete as it is. It's notched on both sides. It has almost that tomahawk look to it, and it could be what it is, what it was intended to be. This is a very granular layer, sedimentary stone, layered. You can see the layers in it, sharpened there. Small silt form. Let's come over here now. This is a green hard stone. It's just really abundant there. The artifacts made out of this, and I really like this kind of stone. It's got a pretty color to it. This piece, again, it's it's honed to a very nice beveled cutting edge there. Obviously, it was used for woodworking of some sort. Let's go down here. This is a nice, really nice. What I always think of with pieces like these is cobble nano, but I don't think that really is descriptive of what this is. This would be a hand chopper, and it's worked along these two edges, sharpened, and really nice piece. Let's see here. This piece is really cool too. I think this wasn't ads. I've seen the humpbacked ads before, and this one has that humpback. It's not been highly worked, but the cutting bit, again, has been beveled, very sharp. That is no doubt an adze. And let's see, another just problematical piece, if you will. I think it's probably used for woodworking. Again, you can see the sharpened edge. These pieces here I'm not too certain of. I think this is argillite. I don't see an abundance of this, but I have found worked pieces there. This is that granular hard stone. Another salt form, basically. This piece, I'm not sure that it is an actual artifact. It was found with the other pieces, and certainly looks like it's been being worked into its form. Either it's complete or it was being shaped into what they wanted it for. It looks like it would have been stemmed and may have been a large spear point. These points, like this one, and where are the other ones? This one, are ones that I would envision being put on a long shaft and used not in a bow, but used thrusting with the arm. Anyways, they're interesting pieces. This site is always intriguing. I have found literally hundreds of artifacts on the surface. As I've told you before, this is stone that was brought into ballast railroad tracks. I have no idea where the stone was brought in from. It is not native to this part of Michigan. It could have even been brought in from another state. It's unfortunate that I can't offer or figure out the province of where this material came from. Being that I've found literally hundreds of artifacts on this probably stretch of a 2-mile railroad bed, it would be astonishing to me to see what the site was like where they were actually produced, because I imagine from what I'm seeing here there must have been a plethora of artifacts actually on the site where the stone came from. Anyways, an interesting assemblage again, and I probably won't be going back to this site again in the near future, for one thing, because of the extreme pain in my back and shoulders. The Percocet that they've got me on for a day is not really even touching it, and bending over and picking up stuff makes it a lot worse, which makes me sad, because I love going out, finding material, trying to identify it, and bringing them to show to you. It's a discovery of a past civilization and what they left behind right here in America, the United States, North America. Well, thanks for stopping by. Hope you've enjoyed looking at the pieces. I certainly have enjoyed bringing them to you. God bless, and have a great evening.